charge it.
Yeah, that bike is. Are you on?
Happy holidays. Next, the president's agenda faces a critical reckoning in the new year.
Jim tried to keep up with us today, man.
Some of the bike is in the clothes, but it's really a bad
Look at me.
one. So it's really light. No, like you have to really pick it up. Like pick it up. Isn't it light? It's not.
Kind of.
You know how heavy that is?
Kind of. It's kind of like.
Probably like 45 pounds. It's 2 times the size of my bike, but it has a motor integrated into it. This is what cools it down, kind of airs it off a little bit. That's a cooler right there. Cools down the motor. And these cranks are actually shorter. I was wondering why my knees were not hurting the next day. It's because they're putting a shorter crank on these bikes to have a higher cadence. And then this is the battery right here on the inside. It's huge. You can't really tell, but it's all in the inside, and it says E mountain bike. Super smooth.
I totally did not.
Check this out, Lola. It has an actual like power thing. It has 3 different modes. But for the most part, stay on eco. Or I actually last night just only rode it off and only turned it on in like maybe 3 different areas. Pretty neat. Put the computer there. This is going to be a showroom bike for sure. Like, follow, and subscribe.
Hey, guess what I'm gonna be?
I'm a SRAM girl, but the XT Shimano stuff is actually pretty smooth. I love these
I guess
brakes.
what I'm gonna be. Fitting me.
Super smooth. And the shifting's really close and doesn't hurt your hands at all. Anyways, see you on the trail. Okay, so I'll be wearing my Garmin, so that way you can have an accurate reading of what my heart rate is. I'm still gonna do my inhaler because that way if I turn it off and I start wheezing or whatever, you'll know it's not because of COVID. It's kind of correcting that issue, hopefully. And then Sport Legs, because I do that all the time, I take 3 per hour, and this kind of takes out that lactic acid, which is awesome. And I'll also have my Garmin 1030 on. Okay, we are about to pull into Faulkner Park, and we're going to do the e-bike on sections that a lot of people are familiar with. So there's some like different climbs and stuff like that. I'm going to try to ride or see if I can ride with it off a little bit, and then I'll tell you like when it's on and like what level of power that I'm actually using. Okay, peace. Bye. This is the entrance to Faulkner Park. Well, I need to unlock it.
What's that, yo?
LL Bean has the bag in the back. It's pretty cool.
No, you're sorry.
100 in the back, 100 in the front.
But the rail is what?
The rail's 170, 164.
Yeah.
This bike right here, you can jump it.
So that
It'll roll.
there's a girl that her name is what is it? What's her name? Cardi B. Car Bill. So all they do is e-bikes, and she rides that, and she can huck it really easy.
Really?
There's just, well, not easy, but I'm sure it takes talent. But she's like,
Here you go. Yeah, it's probably gonna run out of candy battery.
Oh yeah. Okay, it's completely off right now, but we're entering into the trail at Faulkner. There's no motor on. I don't think I can handle a motor on this trail, honestly. Holy cow. Whew. I don't know. Trying to move through the turns are way different because it's heavier. I don't know, I'm not gonna have the motor on. It feels freaking freakish right now. Way too fast. I'll let y'all know when it does. Holy cow. Okay, we're gonna go down the first little rooty section. Well, maybe not, it's coming up in a minute. You have to treat it differently. So far in the turns, you're not getting that whip off the turns, like powering out of the turns. You can almost like continue to, it throws you in the turns. Heart rate is 1, hold on, I'll tell you. No motor yet. Whew. Like all that stuff is not the same. This stuff is not the same. Your turning is way different. But wide open stuff, no problem. Heart rate's 153. Probably gonna let some tire pressure out. Started to shift, made it easier gear. And that pine needles, even though your bike is planted, they still can slide out pretty good. So I don't know about this leaning stuff. On my Super Caliber, I lean a lot. Hello. Here's something tight, but it would handle good. Woo. It feels fast though. I don't have the motor on yet. The positioning of this rail is really comfortable. And keep in mind, I've only been on this bike 2 times. So, one thing, this is the 9.7. I usually lock out everything right here. This is a hill right here. It's off. Getting a little bit of burn right there. But it's no different. It almost like throws you up there. This is our first kind of downhill. When I say downhill, we're just at Faulkner. So I'm going to use a dropper. Get to the left. Oh my God. It was fine. Okay, drop her up. I'm going to stop and let some air pressure out real quick. I can still feel it kind of popping off and stuff. This is set up for what the road was. Not too much because we're still having a pretty heavy bike. Leave it at that. You can see we're only using, we still got a lot more travel to use. You can see my heart rate is, can't tell, 146 right now. All right, taking off. That'd be a little bit better. Still haven't turned it on yet. Turn the eco mode on. Woo, can you hear it? So it'll take off underneath you. You gotta make sure that, you know, on these turns, you know how we flush our pedals out in these corners? When you take off, see how it throws you? a little different, see? But it's reading my pressure. So from the initial takeoff, the first time you put your foot down on the pedal, that's a lot of force. So it's gonna read that. Then it's gonna slow down and go back to kind of what it's used to. Like this is tight right here. In that eco mode, you could get thrown into that tree. See? Whew. Gotta let off the situation. Whew, let off. You can see how it just throws you. Whew. Y'all know where this is, so this is where you can feel the bike just thrust out. This is right here. First time we've had it on. We've had it on for about a minute now. It does have an app where you can tell it the app tells you how many miles you've gone, what power levels that you've been on. So this is that wide open area. I shifted to harder gear. Ooh. Some of the guys today, they were all riding e-bikes, and 2 of them are new e-bikes. And they said the pedal strike can be real. So on a regular bike, you're used to turning, and when you're turning, you're pedaling in the turns. And one thing I think of is that this bike is heavier, and possibly you push down more on it, and so you're closer to the ground. That's why they're putting shorter cranks on these things. So, pretty cool. The main thing is like you're still working. This is eco. It's just that you're going faster per pedal stroke. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be going faster the entire ride, because you have to know how to handle this stuff in the corners. You have to have good handling skills. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. Hold on a minute. Turn it off. Crossing point. The good thing is that the bike is heavy enough that if you're riding with kids, it's still off right now. You still have that workout. Right now I'm 169. That's race pace for me. So I did take my inhaler as usual. Whew. Going through those corners. So this is D. It's an incredibly tight section. Really tight. The motor's off, but I feel like if you had it on, you're gonna be spitting out too much. Well, what you do is you just kind of maintain that speed. This is an area that you can go balls to the walls for sure. We're at the second crossing. Lola's right behind me. Kind of slowed up for a minute for her. Hard climb. Don't get me wrong, I'm working, but the motor's turned off, but you have so much grip that when you're pushing, it's actually pushing you forward and you're not getting kick up. So like right there hurts. Like it feels like at a crest of a hill, that's where it hurts. But everything else off feels fine. Get maybe a little bit of an understanding of how this bike handles in the front. I got round grips on. Heart rate 165, but you have to keep in mind 165 is like what I would be if I was trying to go really fast. I think max I've seen is 179. So at a slower pace, my heart rate's higher when the motor's off, so you can ride with kids. We're waiting on Lola, here she comes. We're trying to get ready for Bentonville, but she's taking out. I might just send her easy, but still, she needs to get ready. Pretty. You need to get ready. It's really hilly in Bentonville, that's the problem. So you gotta train. If you get this done and eat good and all that, you only got this one hilly section to do and you're fine. I know I'm about to do this section right here and see how it does. So this is gonna be the first kind of like bumpy area. I'll yell out what it's called. I don't ever remember anything, but it's still off right now. Use the dropper. Ready? You'll hear the motor come on if it's turned on for sure. So, feels fast through here. Oop, there's a dropper. Shit. Okay, yeah. Oh shit. So definitely these humps, you get more air. Not that I'm saying that I do get air in regular life, but I'm a stay on the ground type of girl. But if the weight's so high, you can feel that it tries to like launch you more, maybe? I don't know. There's one more back to little girl. These the waves. Okay, now this is where we're getting into the smelly switchbacks. This is a part where, good God, it is hard, but let's see if I can leave it off and I'll tell you when it starts hurting. I'll be hurting naturally here, but it feels thick. Like, oh my God. It's kind of like when you're doing a squat and you're like in that, like the hardest position, that feeling that you get. Whew. I might have to take a hit of the inhaler. I'm not wheezing yet, I'm good. Okay. We're going 6.4. I'm still shifting, guys. I ain't got no more left. This right here, usually I'm spinning fast. It's hard to have a high cadence. Oh, crud. All right. What's up? Huh?
My son's up there.
Oh. Oh. That hurt. Okay. I'm gonna turn the motor on. You'll hear it engage. Well, I'll say, hold on. Should be on. No, not yet. God. Not yet. Okay, it's green. Okay. You hear it? Whew. It just gives you some relief after hauling a 50-pound bike up, so you can have recovery and turn it off.
Any better?
So I've had it turned off until just now. So you can hear it. It's because when it's like 50 pounds, it gets really hard to push. It's not bad until you start climbing. All right. Just me regularly doing it. Watch out on this stuff. You can pull a wheelie easy. Oh shit, it's taking off. Whew. So that's what they're talking about. Like when you go up on a berm, you need to be careful, because when you're torquing it out, you can pull a wheelie and be on your butt real quick. All right. Turn it off. I might need that though. Okay, this is, still haven't caught my breath yet. Oh, I need another. This is Bob's thing. Okay, we really need to stay in the middle. It has turned into the hardest situation. Jeez. Holy cow. That's hard when it's off. Whew. I can't. I'll wait for her. Do what? Okay. There's some stuff in your pack. I don't know, make a route. My heart is 149. It was 169.
Since when do you have an inhaler?
Since COVID. He got that antibody treatment, but I didn't. So this is the section where Justin broke his ribs. I'm going off a little bit, like, so you know when you're riding, you tend to go, that means that I didn't do anything good. I tend to go off the trail more. Okay, here's your rib breaker. Shit. Oh my God. So you get a lot of kick up on this thing. That wheel took off. That's scary. Okay, I'm gonna be easy. Brake, put the brake on a little bit. Slowing down, slowing down. Okay. Ooh, you come up off that little thing a little bit. Okay, we don't have anything on. It's just the momentum. It's crazy. It's kind of cool. Learning the bike, really. I don't want to get hurt. We have heard of, like, probably shouldn't say, but people who have been mountain bikers all their life, man, you know, they get older, they get back injuries, knee injuries. Oh man, it's faster here because of the momentum. And they end up, you know, going and they try to hang with people who are way faster than them. They'll end up going into trees and getting really hurt. So this part right here feels like you're like lifting weights right there. So that's another thing, like, to be aware of, is that when you try to keep up with other people, you're pushing your limits. And this thing is faster than what you can control in turbo. If you're an eco, that's fine. Tour is kind of asking for it. I've never been, only on the road have I tried the Tour and the, sorry, I'm thinking, sorry, only on the road have I tried like the turbo and the eco, and it was like a crest of a big hill. But that was surprisingly easy right there. Dr. Medkey, drop her down, shoot. I usually really let it go on my bike, but since I don't know this bike, oh, you get like a little air. I don't know this bike, I'm just gonna take it easy. You don't come up in the back on that. It's more like your front wheel coming up. So you could just get like a regular rail. I don't have to worry. Did it hit you? There's just a bag. Are you still behind me? Oh my gosh. P.S. You cannot get started on a crest of a hill. Oh my God. Like, for real. I'm about to like walk up on the side. Freaking A. All right, it's back up. So yeah, you might want to turn your motor on for that. And dig. That's tight. Okay. Motor still on. Oh, we're breathing up. Needs to raise his seat. inhaler helps. On the hills, with it off, you lose. Let's try it on. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. Feel we can get it. Turns into a regular bike. Slidey in the turns. Oh. Motor's off. Oh, you're good. We'll wait for Lola up here. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see this. Here's your sign. Right here. So I'm selling mile markers at the shop. They're $500, but setup fee, like for the actual metal sign part, is $35. All the monies, all the wood and all that stuff are all from donations. Pelche gave 10,000. I cannot pronounce it. Something cabinets is Palacio or cabinetry. They gave 5,000. And then the rest are all from like regular smaller donors of $500. Some of them are $200, but it matters. So anything wooden that you go over, think to yourself, donate it at the shop. That's where we're accepting all the donations at, and kind of go from there. Probably. There's Brian. Sorry. It's not like a regular bike where I can just huck it over really fast. It's like for real, I have to like stop. Hold on a minute. Like, okay, ready? It's not like that. Oh, I guess we have to put the caps back on too. Sheesh. It's better. I think honestly someone could just have one bike. Oh, you'd win. If you and I raced on concrete, you'd win. Because your bike's lighter. Motor, you ready? Hold on. No, hold on. Now it's on. You hear it? See ya! Isn't that crazy? Woo! It's good recovery. Continuing to move me. Okay, we're gonna try something. So the motor's off. See that? This is gonna be, I'm gonna kind of rev, okay, so this is straight. I'm gonna rev my legs up. We're gonna see when it stops. My legs aren't moving. They're still going. Hold on. I haven't moved. This is the amount of the momentum is still continuing. See, oh shit, hold on. Anyways, we're still moving, haven't moved my legs yet. Now I did, but it needs to be more on a straight for me to show you. But basically, see how it's still moving? It's off, but just one pedal stroke is continuing to move me. It's still like going, so that momentum of that big wheel is just continuing to move me. That's why this bike is good for a regular bike. I stopped and waited for Lola on like a kind of like a crest. You cannot get started unless you like have to walk it off that crest. If you have it off, if you have it on, I'm sure you can, but I had it off. So you can see that I have, let me flip it. Well, I can't flip it. You can see that I have 83% left. We rode 15 miles yesterday, barely turned it on. I think I just hit the crest on like 2 hills, and I never took this one. I only put it in eco. A couple people tried it out in the parking lot, but holds its battery pretty good, but I didn't use it. Justin today went and used his at Lindsay, and he had his on, I guess, the whole time, and it went all the way down to 1 bar. So you can see the difference as far as using it and not using it. But it's pretty quick. It's just that once you hit once your momentum, so basically you can be climbing and the momentum is continuing, but when you hit a crest of something, you don't have momentum anymore. And so it's just you, and you feel like you're just doing a huge, almost like a squat, you know? So then I could see how people with knee problems would turn it on for that. Like my dad, he turns it on certain situations, like at probably big hills and stuff like that. But the shorts are the cranks are shorter on purpose, so that way you have good clearance. Has a lot of clearance down here. So this is such a big suspension bike that if all this goes down and your tires are smushing and stuff, you don't want to have a lot of pedal strike. So far I haven't had any pedal strike.